All right, Tech fans, we're here for our next edition of Tech Talk, and I've got the legend, the La Tech legend, Speedy Smith, one of the greatest fan favorites that I've had the privilege of watching during my time as athletic director at Louisiana Tech, and we're looking forward to a great episode here at Tech Talk with Speedy Smith. Speedy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Mr. Tommy. It's such a pleasure to be on here with you and, just give the fans the update on what's been going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about that. Where are you at now, and kind of how are you handling this situation? What's your new norm like as you continue to prepare and get ready for a season?
Right now I'm back in Florida. I'm back in Florida where the weather is very shiny. It's very nice to go outside. Um, right now during the quarantine, it's just I was telling one of my good friends, this is the time where you only get to see your family like this when you're a
Mhm.
professional athlete. So it's a pro and a cons, but I think the greater thing about the situation is I get to see my family as much as I can right now because I know deeper down the line I won't get this opportunity like this again.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at the silver linings for all of us, right? Whether you're an athletic director or a coach or a player, the reality is you kind of forced into a situation to spend more time with your family or your friends than you really. Not that you didn't want to, you just you're busy, you're doing things, and so it is good that you're getting to spend that time with them. Tell us
Yes, definitely,
tell
definitely.
us about the news that came out just a couple days ago, and kind of the new journey that's ahead of you.
Well, so this past season I started playing in Hungary, and then I got another offer to go to a team in Belgium where I finished and getting known as the guard of the year when I was over there. So it was a blessing to be that. And just recently, I just signed it to a team in Belgium called Antwerp, who will be a Euro Cup contender and a pretty good team in the Belgium league. We actually lost to them in the Belgium Cup this past year by 5 points, which was a really good opportunity. I don't know how many fans are in the place where I played for are so happy about the new transition, but I
I
mean,
bet.
it was a business, it was a business deal.
Yeah, of course. Obviously you grow up in the States, you grow up in Florida and you spend time in Louisiana, but now you're spending a lot of time in Europe. And are you getting to do a little travel? Obviously it's business, it's a professional sport, you got a job to do, but when you were over there, obviously you're not there now, but were you able to kind of go around and see things that maybe you hadn't had a chance to see? And what's that experience been
Yes,
like?
yes, I've been to Russia. I've been in Belgium. I've been Hungary. I got to go to Paris this past year, actually, which was an unbelievable experience. The tower was I never seen anything like so beautiful like that. I had plans to go to London and Amsterdam in Germany before I left,
Yeah.
but I mean, with the virus, it kind of tossed those things out of the window for the better safety of me. But being in Belgium again next year, I'll have the opportunity to actually freelance and see much of the world because Belgium is kind of the center of everything, honestly.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's a really great opportunity that you have, and really one that basketball is one of the few sports that provides that opportunity. When football really doesn't have another option other than the NFL. I mean, we had the XFL. We don't know if that'll stick or not, but and then in baseball you have the minor league system, but that's all here in
Hmm.
the U.S. So basketball does present a really good opportunity for players in the U.S. to be able to make a living and
Yes,
do things, and it get to experience a different part of the world.
I think that's one of the blessings about being able to play basketball. There is just not a one stop shop. There's plenty of opportunity for you to show your worth, and it's a lot of different outlets for you to accomplish your dream. Like right now, even though my dream is the NBA, I'm elevating my resume so that I can potentially get back to the NBA where I want to be. So just going through what I'm going through, adversity takes different turns, and but the blessing of me is I'm still competing and I'm still going in the direction to accomplish my dream.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, we're very proud of you. We good thing we keep up with your games and your highlights, and social media puts everything on, and the Dunkin' Dog Twitter account, so we get to see your highlights and all those things. So that's always fun. I enjoy hearing the different languages with the
Oh
broadcast, so
yeah.
that's always fun. Well, so talk about, I mean, you're a really decorated college athlete and here at Louisiana Tech and have had a really good, robust professional career. Just kind of talk about the differences between, college basketball and professional basketball. Obviously, besides the obvious of being a professional, and then also maybe what are some of the similarities that you see in that situation?
I think one of the biggest differences is the time span. You only get in college, you get 4 years to grow with brothers. You enjoy them, you get to learn them. You meet their parents. You feel like you go home on trips with them. It's a total family environment.
Sure.
And the professional level, it's almost I got 1 year to act like I love you, to go out here and we're gonna do this together. But we have a bond for 1 year, and you might not speak to that person again.
Yep.
So I think the one thing it's all the brotherhood. It's just a certain relationships you build. Because right now today I still talk to Raheem, Alex, Sharon, Kadarius, Mike. I still talk to those guys once a week, and we all are updated on everything. I talked to Raheem had an unbelievable season in Czech Republic, and Alex was doing his thing in Israel. Cordarius has got out there now. Mike was dominant in the G League. So I talked to like everyone a lot, and that was just built off of what was in college. And Mike White had a great program where he made sure guys knew each other the best they could. And and I was thinking about this before we even talked today about just what was one of something that I thought about that really was great about colleges was being with Temple Tech and Casey Cassidy and what he had going on with us. And I
Yeah.
thought that was unbelievable because you don't get that overseas. You don't
Yeah.
get that the community of love. I mean, you get it, but that love from overseas is based off of wins and losses.
Mm.
Here in college is we're gonna love you no matter what. We see you're playing hard. We know you're out there fighting. We know you didn't give up. Overseas, you have a bad game. There's some people in your DMs on social media that are throwing hate mail at you. But that's one of the biggest differences right there. Playing for a family every day rather than playing for what I got to do for my life. Knowing
Yeah.
that this is a do or die situation. Either way, it's a do or die situation, but one is going to love you to the end and one is going to love you short term. So just finding the balance in that is one of the biggest differences between pro basketball
Yeah.
and college basketball.
Yeah, I think that's so well said, and that culture that we built here during that time when you were here, and we had a great support system, and it was kind of a chaplaincy, and just it was
Yes.
about really supporting your needs as you're growing as an individual. I mean, it's funny we get these as an AD. I always find myself that way. We get these huge athletes that come in here, tall guys, big guys, football guys, and you think of them as big men. The reality is they're 17,
Hmm.
18-year-old young boys.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and I'm raising two boys now, and I think it becomes even more apparent that it doesn't matter. You can be 6'7", 300 pounds, but if you're 18, you're 18. And
Yeah.
when you get there and you're learning, you're trying to learn about life and grow to be a responsible adult. And there's an incubation that needs to occur. And I do think it's one of the challenges that exist in the NBA and basketball. I actually had this conversation with Joe Dumars one time when I was AD at McNeese. He was kind of our guy. He had played at McNeese, and
Hmm.
at that time they were taking guys directly from high school. So you have LeBron James and those guys that went directly
Hmm.
in. Well, LeBron's the exception of that. There's so many guys that missed what you got, which was this incubation, and you're getting an education, but you're getting support. And when you left, you were much more poised to handle the money you were going to get, the
Yes.
travel, the responsibilities, and those things. And you take an 18-year-old who everyone's kissing them, and telling them how great they are,
Hmm.
and you give them a multi-million dollar contract, and it's a challenge. And Joe Dumars was the
Hmm.
president of the Pistons at this time, and he was telling me about this. He said, there's a benefit to college and to go there. I'm not saying they have to stay there 4 years, but there's a benefit to providing someone the opportunity where they can be stable before they get into all this money and exposure. And I
Yeah.
think you speak well to that. So
Yeah. That's one thing too. We learned how we would get per diem on the road in case we get our Pell Grant, but we learned how to spend that money the right way. We had bills, as in we had to pay our
Sure.
apartment fees and all that stuff. So we didn't just waste the money. Of course, we had our, we wanted some shoes and
Yeah,
stuff, but
sure. Yeah, yeah.
we
Get
learned
a
how to
video
base
game.
those things off. Yeah,
But
we
that's
learned how
no
to spend
different.
that money.
But it's no different than me having a job, right? I mean, every single item. You know, when I get a paycheck, I mean, I may say, hey, I'm deciding I want to go out to dinner tonight, or I want to buy a new TV or whatever. I'm choosing what are the things I want to not to say waste, but be more luxury, and what are the things that I've got to make sure. But the first thing you have to take care of is those essential items, your food, your housing, those things. But I think it is a good example. Well, let's talk about Louisiana Tech for a second. I mean, again, Speedy, I say this. I mean, listen, you could have ran for mayor in Louisiana Tech, and you may still be able to come in and have a career in politics. But just you have a infectious smile. You played the game with such passion and reckless abandonment, and your contagion just went throughout our community, and just it was so much fun. And talk about your recruitment a little bit, and how you wind up coming to Ruston, Louisiana from Florida, and how you got there. Obviously, you got recruited, but just why you choose Louisiana Tech, and was it what you thought it was going to be, or was it better?
Okay. Well, first of all, Louisiana Tech is my only Division One offer. So I didn't have much to choose from. I knew a kid who wanted to play Division One basketball. That was his dream, and I hadn't. And at that time, I really had no other dreams than just enjoying the moment of college basketball. I didn't really talk about what I would do in the NBA and none of that. I just played college basketball. When I got to Louisiana Tech, I did not expect to feel the love and be embraced in such the way I was, because only thing I loved at that time was basketball,
Hmm.
and then the roots of basketball. I met amazing people. I know my pregame routine when I would run out the locker room, who hand I was shaking, and all of that. It was the same every night. But once 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 me and my teammates felt like the love that we were surrounded by, it gave us more and more to play for because we felt the love from the outside. So on that 94 feet, we were giving love and we pushed it one another. The passion I played was just simply based off the energy from the fans. I mean, our student section was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. The city of Ruston was just amazing. It changed my life because it gave me somewhere where I can go back any day and know that I'll still be loved no matter what. Because we didn't accomplish the dream that we had, but still to this day, it's that's the love I'm talking about from overseas and overseas and college. The love is still there no matter what wins or loses. It's a
Hmm.
family, and that's one of the greatest things about the University of Louisiana Tech is it's a family-based environment. The community is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I can
well,
remember on my visit, my coach he took us to Doghouse, and we had these wings, these wings, spicy sweet wings, and he was over there sweating. Just his shirt was drenched, and it gets into his truck, and he was like, "Hey, this is Louisiana Tech. This is not Division II basketball." And
that's
it
funny.
was it just was everything. I was able to go to a couple softball games, and you was appreciated, and you appreciated them by going out there on the court and playing hard every night.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so we talk about maybe some of your favorite on the court memories. I got this here. I want to show you. You remember this thing here?
Yes.
You remember that group of guys,
Yes.
the trio there. Well, I've got this still. It's in my office now. It's hanging, usually on a wall. I took it down for this deal, but man, what a great group, and some memorable games for me. I know what one of my most memorable game, and then maybe a memorable moment. But maybe talk a little bit, just maybe a memorable game that you can think of.
uh, I want to say my first memorable game was probably the one against Iona.
Yes.
That was amazing, and I think it was amazing just because that team did not give up at all. Iona
Hmm.
was a really really great offensive team, and that night was probably one of our greatest nights as well. It was a great matchup. It's a great matchup, but that was what Louisiana Tech is all about. You could see the crowd, everybody and that's the NIT. That's a huge thing. But it was even bigger moment for what happened that night. It was special. It was really, really special. To get that game was special, but then to come to Florida and play against Florida State and beat them
Yep.
was like a punch in the jaw to them at that time, and it was unbelievable because we couldn't get that many games because we were such a we were a mid-major team, but we were really good, so we couldn't
Yes.
get those teams to play us as much as we had liked, to where our resume would look a little better. But that was amazing, and I think one of my other memorable moments is just to be able to win 3 rings in a row with special
Yes.
groups and players that I'll always be grateful for. The teammates I had. I mean, Stowe, who was from overseas, and he was a great teammate the whole time he was there. I still keep up with him as well. I had great leaders,
Yep.
JL Lewis, and guys who are doing great things in their life. So they weren't just role models then. They're still doing great things now. To be surrounded by so many great people, it only just made me a better person.
Yeah, there's no doubt. That Iona game is still iconic for me. It was so electric. And to your point, yes, I mean uh, they were a really, really good team. And it was like
Oh
a
yes.
heavyweight fight, back and forth. And it was incredible. Yeah. Obviously the end of the game, you tip in the ball and the crowd goes crazy, but they actually inbound the ball. And I don't remember who was it that came over and kind of got in the guy's face, and he had to move over to shoot.
Oh
But
yeah.
because if it was, I don't remember who it was, but
Oh,
had the press.
that was me as well.
It was you, because you thank God, because that dude ran
Yes.
back. It rimmed out. I mean, that joker almost went in. But yeah,
Yeah.
what a great game, and just so many special memories, and appreciate everything that you've done for Louisiana Tech. Obviously basketball is a big part of your life now. We want you to go as far as you can with it. But I mean, at some point you're thinking, hey, what's next? So what is the future without basketball, or maybe as a player, what does it look like for you? What would you like to see your future be?
Of course, I talk plenty about basketball with Coach May and Coach White and those guys. And I saw Coach Conco, who did a really good job this year as well. So sad that the way the tournament ended. That was very, very,
Yeah, we had a lot of momentum going
you
into the
know,
tournament. Yeah.
that's yeah, guys are looking really, really good. Really, really. Bracy was unbelievable this year. But I think my whole plan is to come back and coach, sometime soon. It'll be a blessing if I ever get the chance to coach back at my alma mater, and give Rustin what it gave to me. But that's my plan, is to be a coach sometime soon. And I don't know how many years I got left here, but I'll tell you what, I've been preparing my mind for my coaching a lot. Um, I've been studying a lot. That's what I do in my free time when I'm overseas. Is I read what is going on in certain games, and I know how to, I can see certain things that are going on. So I put stuff. I have a notebook that I've got all my plays in, and how I want to be as a coach. What will my rules be? And I have all this already started. I'm 27, so I know I'm gonna be coaching until I'm like 35, because I'll take a year. I'll take me a year of vacation somewhere. but I'm preparing my mind for what I want to do when I stop, because I think one day the ball is going to stop bouncing and I'll have back pain and my knees will be aching, and I'll only be able to walk up and down 94 feet instead of run. So I can't wait to coach and lead my team to the first NCAA tournament as I wanted to in college. But it'd be special. It'd be more special moment to do it as a coach.
Yeah. Well, I think you obviously, as I said, I think I knew your answer was going to be a coach, by the way. I just knew that, but we've had that conversation. But I think, I obviously continue to play as long as you have that passion and you physically can do it and you enjoy it. Keep doing that. But yeah, I think there's a career in coaching for you waiting. There's no
Yes,
doubt
thank
that
you.
your ability as a player, and then also your ability to communicate with recruits and with players. I think you'll absolutely be able to do that, and bring a lot to the game. We need great coaches, and we need people
Yes.
like you that can come in and continue to move our game forward. So, um,
Hmm.
but I appreciate you joining us. That's kind of our time here with the Tech Talk. But we wish all the best for you, Speedy. You brought so much joy to us. We continue to watch you, and we pull for you, and we're praying for you. Best of luck to you in your career, and we're just so proud of you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tommy. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and you're doing amazing. I think I'd say you're doing an amazing job at the University of Louisiana Tech. I'm a big fan of you, as you are mine. Probably bigger
Well,
yours than mine, but I
well,
appreciate you, man.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Speedy. You're so kind. Well, fans, that's our latest edition of Tech Talk here with Speedy Smith. Thank you so much, and go Dogs.